I want to tell you about my girl, Sydney. She was our therapy dog, our courthouse dog. She would describe herself as the queen of the Center for Child Protection, and in fact she was. When our kids come in here and they've experienced trauma, you know, their brain biology is very disrupted often. And so what dogs are able to do on a very deep level is to help with relationship, to help with kind of repetitive, consistent interactions.
You think about humans and relationships with kids, adults, anybody else. We come with expectations, even if it's just talk with me, engage with me. And sometimes our kids aren't ready to do that. And what does a dog do? They come and they lay down beside you, or they put their head in your lap, or they just sit close to you. Sydney had a way of finding the person in the room that needed her most, and would just engage that person, whether it was a child or an adult, in a way that was appropriate.
There was a little girl who was probably, I think she was 9, and you know, she was sexually abused by her mother's boyfriend. The case was headed to trial, and so the DA's office called the mom and said, "Can you bring her? Because we need to meet her." Mom took her up there, and when she walked in the room, she crawled under the table and refused to come out. When we got there, the little girl was under the table, and Sydney got under the table with her. And slowly but surely, she was able to kind of come out towards the edge. And they started asking her, you know, tell us about, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she said, "I can't." And they said, "Well, if you can't tell us, can you tell Sydney?" And so she lifted Sydney's ear and she told her her darkest secret. And through that, the little girl found her way out of the table. The trial proceeded. When she was getting ready to testify, the jury was taken out, and little girl and Sydney and I were brought in, and she sat down in that chair and looked at that defendant, and she told her story. And in this particular case, the defendant got 60 years with no parole. At the end of the trial, she drew a picture of herself and Sydney. And what it said was, "Sydney, I'm nothing without you, I'm something with you." She was an animal, but she had a soul with her that I believe continues to be with us today.
Mickler came to us in March of 2017. He is 18 and a half months old. He is anchoring Sydney's program, the program that we were able to start with her.
Visit. We're going to stay right there.
He goes on the training that we do nationally. He is able to be a model, I think, for the program that we built and the program that Sydney started. And he's going to be our future. He will be able to do the same things that Sydney did, and I think with some of the training that we got as a result of bringing Mickler into our center, we'll be able to push that past what we've already been able to do with animal-assisted programs.
Yes, good boy.
Here at the center, our mission is to prevent the re-victimization and trauma of children as they go through this system. We believe that it's important for us to use every tool at our disposal to be able to reduce that trauma, to heal that trauma, to move forward. Mickler and Sydney are two very important soulful tools that we will use to prevent re-victimization and to promote healing for children who have been victimized by abuse.
As y'all know, Girls Giving Grants provides an unparalleled opportunity for girls from the ages of from the grades 8 through 12 to learn about the power of collective giving and philanthropy. So we each give $100 gifts and put it together. We review grant applications and award a single grant to a charitable organization annually. Since 2006, Girls Giving Grants has awarded a total of $63,100 to this community. This year's $6,800 grant to the Center for Child Protection will support the purchase and care of Mickler. They their new therapy dog who provides comfort to children who must testify in court.
Stay.
Hyperventilate, her head, face is red. Cutting people off.